Well, that was a satisfying breakfast. We are going to go on up here and pick up that tractor and manure spreader. And the guy at the shop was giving me directions before we left and said that we could find a kind of a local farmers community farm project, basically in the northeast of here. He told me to take the road past the store to a intersection and then turn right, and that would lead us up to a tunnel that basically would be leaving the valley here. And the co-op is right before the tunnel. So let's go ahead and see if we can't find this place. Should probably pick up these eggs here that our chickens seem to be dropping. I'm not quite sure yet where we can take these eggs, but I do know that I've heard that there is a local lady that is. Let's see if we can get this one. Oh, there's a local lady that buys these eggs for a pretty good price. There seems to be a pretty good market for organic, free-range chicken eggs. So let's see if we can't find this place. So I've been looking over the field survey and trying to map out where I think we should be putting our crops. And I think I've pretty much figured it out. We're going to plant some corn in fields 9 and 10, or I'm sorry, 7 and 9. And there are a couple fields here right by the cow farm, because I figure that we can chop that up for our fermentation silos this fall. Let me go ahead and pull up the map overlay just to show you. So 7 and 9 there, which is right to our right here. Oh, here's the intersection the guy told us about. So field 7 is directly to our right here, and then 9 is adjacent to it. We're going to be putting corn in those two fields. We're going to be putting wheat in field 14 for our cows, so that we'll have some straw. We've got field 15 right across from the farm and from the house there. We're going to put grass in there because we really don't have a lot of grass for hay and everything. Looks like there's the tunnel up there, so it's not too far from the house and the farm to get this manure. We've already got grass in field 20 that we'll just fertilize up and keep in a good condition. Over by our arable farm, we've got field 17 and 18. We're going to put potatoes in there because we are eventually going to get us some chickens, or not some chickens, but some pigs. All right, looks like right there we've got our manure pit. I'm going to go ahead and go on in here and talk to this guy and see what we need to do in order to take advantage of this manure he's got. So we'll be right back. All right, so he told us that basically it's kind of a not really free range, but we don't need to tell him what we've when we've come and gotten some. He's got a we've kind of already set it up where we pay a fixed amount per load. So we went ahead and made those arrangements. Let's see if we can't figure out how to get out of here without driving over this guy's community garden plots. Here we go. We can just hopefully loop around here. So now we know we can just come up here anytime we need to and fill up, and we're basically going to keep track of how many loads we take out of here, and basically pay him up in one fell swoop. Let's go ahead and should probably go ahead and close this gate so that we don't accidentally run into it. Alright, so we're gonna load this load our spreader up. Whoa! Hope we didn't damage him too terrible much. I'm gonna go ahead and load the spreader up and take it on down there, and we'll start spreading manure in field 7. We made a little bit of a mess here, so we want to stay on this guy's good graces, so we might as well pick that up before we go and fill our spreader too much. Alright, we talked to the guy when we talked about buying the manure, and he said if we wanted to leave our bucket and our arms over here, that we were more than welcome to do that. So we've got ourselves a load of manure. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get started with our field prep and fertilizing efforts by putting a load of manure, or start spreading some manure on field 7. Let's pull up the map again. Looks like field 7 is just down the way a little bit on the bend. Not really sure where the field entrances are, so we'll have to kind of do a little bit of exploring. Oh, let's back up here. I think we can actually get into field 7 from there. Looks like indeed this is field 7 right here. Go ahead and unfold our spreader and get to applying the manure. So like I said, this will, putting our manure down will give us one fertilized state, and then when we come back and plow this field up, we'll have our second level of fertilization on this field, and then we will be able to seed our field, and I believe our grain seeder for our wheat and soybeans and whatnot I believe that applies fertilizer at time of seeding. So we'll be at our 3 fertilization levels at that point. Now our row crop seeder, I think we may need to come through later and put some fertilizer on it afterwards. So we'll have to look into that a little bit. Looks like there's another field entrance down the road a little bit more, and it looks like we could get to this field through field 10, but we don't own field 10, so we can't really do that. We want to be nice to our neighbors. Looks like field 9 right here is right adjacent to our field 7. We've got some hedges here to deal with. We got some utility poles we need to make sure that we avoid. So here we can get through to field 7 through field 9. That's good to know. We had a fairly late breakfast, so we are going to go ahead and work on through into the evening hours, trying to get this field fertilized. And if we can get field 7 and 9, basically if we can get field 7 fertilized with manure, a layer of manure on it today, then we'll look about possibly getting a another tractor, and seeing if we can't find some hired help to help us with some plowing in tomorrow. I think this tractor is equipped with GPS. Let's take a look. See if we can't figure out how to program it up here. And see if that will help us get a little bit more efficient with our application. We're just about done this load, and then we'll have to go fill back up. And that's where we will kind of leave you for now. When we come back, we'll be finishing this field up. So we have already, this is our 3rd load of manure down here for field number 7. Hopefully we will finish the field off here and be able to make our way over to field 9 before the end of the day. It is now 7:30 p.m. Night has fallen here, and thankfully this John Deere's got some very nice headlights. We got a upgraded headlight option, so we have plenty of light. Let's Here, let's see if we can bring up our work lights and our high beams. Get our GPS reconfigured. And all right. So we gotta watch out for these poles. We do not want to be taking out any of our utility poles here. So we'll have this field done tonight, and hopefully we'll finish that other field tonight, and then that will free us up to see if we can't find some local help to fertilize and spread manure on another field tomorrow while we go to shop and pick up another tractor and look about plowing this field and see what we can get done as far as getting a plow on the ground. Now we do plan on putting corn in these two fields. It's still too cold for corn planting, but it's definitely not too cold to prep these fields and go ahead and get them ready to plant corn when we do need to do that. Alright, so we are just about done here. So it looks like this field took almost 2.5 loads of manure to cover. We're going to need to make sure that we put that down in our fertilizing journal. Oops. That is one tough tree. Thought for sure we would end up breaking that branch off. So let me go ahead and document that down in our journal here. Of how much manure that we used, so that we can keep track of that. Go ahead and do a headland around this field. This field's a lot smaller than the other one, so this one may not take another load. We may be able to finish this off without having to drive up to the pick up another load of manure. The work lights on this tractor really do help for the night work. I think this is going to be one of our favorite tractors for spring and winter work, simply because it just gets so dark so quickly during those times of the year that if we only worked during daylight, we would really lose a fair number of hours of productivity. Well, it looks like we'll definitely need to get a little bit more manure to take care of this last little bit. We'll just take care of that. And then I think there's should be a strip here to get. A little more than a strip. I don't think we can quite get it all. To go get one more load, and that'll finish off that field, and then we'll have a partial load for the next field tomorrow. Get this thing hooked up and finish up that field. hit the sack and see what we can't get into on day 3. Let's see if this road goes up here and connects to where we can get down on field 9. So field 9 should be on just the other side of that hedge there. Let's see if we can find our way over there. Oh, I guess field 9 is right here. I was wrong. No, it doesn't look like we can cross into there. Here we go. This will get us into field 9. Let's open up our manure spreader. I have to say, the rain is making it rather difficult to see where we've already been. We might have to finish this job in the morning. I think we can see good enough to finish this off. It won't take much. Alright, let's get on up to the house, or get on up to the farm, and see if we can't get on up to the house and turn in for the evening. Alright, well, we're going to pick up these eggs that we couldn't get earlier. Oh, we got some eggs in here too. That's good. It's good to know. I seem to have a hard time getting that one. Alright, well, now we got some eggs. We can have ourselves a nice little breakfast in the morning. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button. I also encourage you to go check out the 24-day Seasons Club. that is hosted over at PCSG. There is a link in the description below to that. In addition to PCSG being an awesome web community, we've also are keeping a farmer's blog over there of our daily adventures here on Churn Farm, churning through a 24-day season. Pun there was intended. So until next time, guys, happy farming.